Across the globe, there are places which aspire to provide the most exclusive of holiday experiences. Luxurious.
What I am doing is the best you can get in the moment.
Adventurous.
Oh my God, lions! Oh my goodness!
And sometimes quirky.
He is one of the most famous guests, and he has a fan club. He has an Instagram of over 10,000 followers.
But what challenges do these hotels face, and how do they strive to be a top destination?
Anybody could have bricks and mortar in the right location, but in order to stay relevant, I do think it's important to innovate.
With exclusive access, we go behind the scenes.
All right, now let me take you to one of our specialty suites.
Following the staff who work around the clock.
Guys, we need to be fast, yeah? The guest is waiting.
To deliver to their guests whatever it takes to impress.
When you go from one room to the other, you go into another piece of art.
You notice the view is like no other in the world.
All our guests love fantasy and happiness.
We take care of every guest and make them feel like kings.
From Asia to Arizona, Kenya to the Caribbean, Dubai to India. Step behind the scenes of some of the world's most incredible hotels. Africa is one of the most untouched destinations in the world, providing visitors with the chance to experience extreme sports, food, culture, and an abundance of wildlife. Their locations are so unique that visitors travel from across the globe to stay in them. In Kenya, how does a tented hotel in the Masai Mara achieve 5-star luxury in the middle of the wilderness?
When you come to Mara, you'll notice the view is like no other in the world.
And in Cape Town, South Africa, a hotel with two very different personalities.
In the Marina Rise, you're getting the urban side of our resort, and on the island, you're getting the luxury, quiet time out as if you were on a beach resort, but you just happen to be in the middle of a city.
In this buzzing, cosmopolitan city, how do they offer their guests a break from their hectic lives? Thousands of people travel to Africa for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of seeing animals such as lions and elephants in the wild. Perched on a mountaintop, offering perfect views of the wildlife and landscape below, is the Mara. It's so discreet, it's almost invisible to the eye.
It is important, especially for the guests, not to have, some big, gross-looking building behind your photograph of a giraffe, for example.
The location in the vast plains of the Masai Mara is so remote, guests must fly in by small plane to the resort's private runway. These camouflage tents are the only accommodation here, and guests pay a premium for them, starting at around £950 per night. The hotel's 24-hour-a-day policy of guests choosing what they want whenever they want it is part of this hotel's appeal. It's October and the wildebeest migration season as they cross the river from Tanzania to Kenya. People want to visit at this time of year as the wildlife is out in full force. A busy Mara makes for a busy hotel. In charge of the operations here is General Manager Azilago.
Mara has given the guests something different in terms of the safari experience. It's about the animals, yes, but also about a holiday. So we try to make sure that we tailor your holiday to be your holiday. So you'll tell us what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. And we'll tailor everything about your stay to that.
It's this policy that's keeping things busy at the hotel today. Tour guide Alice is heading down into the Mara to scout where the animals are for today's safari, while head butler James Odera is coordinating a very special treat for some of their guests.
One of the things I do here as the head butler is to organize these out of Africa picnics. It meant to be for two peoples. It's like a romantic kind of bush picnic lunch. So it's really nice, and it's a very nice place whereby you can see down bottom of the Masai Mara, and you can see the Mara River down below. There's a matter of having things organized very nice in front of the guests.
James instructs his colleagues on what to do to get the picnic site ready. The picnic is kept within the hotel's grounds, which total 700 acres of wilderness, so they have to plan everything carefully. Despite it being only 10 a.m., the hotel's kitchens are already busy preparing the lunch.
Msito, kuja kutuonyesha chakula yako.
Okay, I've got fruits.
Yes.
We've got medium rare beef and chocolate brownie.
Thank you, chef. We'll see you later. I hope the guests will enjoy this.
Thank you.
Safi sana. Okay, now I've got the food from the kitchen. So, and we're gonna meet the other guys up on the hill. They're preparing for some boxes.
The picnic takes place in a location where the movie Out of Africa was filmed. James's colleagues are making their way up the steep hill to the picnic site. The view may be special from the top, but with just the two of them, they have their work cut out if they're going to get it ready in time. It's a really busy day. And to top it off, new guests have just landed onto one of the airstrips. Azzy has called a staff meeting.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brief. Stacey will arrive Safari Link at 15:45 from Angamamara. And she would like to do a nature walk today. I hope, Dan, that's okay with you? That's fine. Tomorrow, please note she has...
It's a hectic time at the hotel, but there will be no rest for the staff as a big event is planned.
For Delight's barbecue, for the whole lodge. I think we have 14 guests today. That's what we have for today. So have a great day, delighting our guests. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
Okay. Endeni sasa. Bila kuangalia, sasa tumemaliza.
The new guests have a short drive to the hotel up the mountain, but it's not your usual airport transfer, as they put on a mini safari. At the hotel's runway, Fred Sinoni, a naturalist from the local Maasai village, is employed by the hotel to look after the area around the airfield.
We receive guests from both airstrips, but I really love this airstrip because it's close home. So we got quite a very interesting natural habitat up here. Looking to the left side of the airstrip, we've got a pretty nice acacia woodland, and this is exactly what attracts the giraffes to come here, because the acacia trees are very delicious and nutritious. It's also a very nice place for the local people to graze their cows, and it is because we are situated outside the reserve, so the local people comes up to graze their cows, and it is slightly safer because not a lot of predators do come up here.
Today, the very wildlife guests are hoping to see are causing a bit of a problem for him.
There are quite a lot of animals, especially in the morning hours when we're expecting guests to arrive. We need to come up very early, pretty in advance to clear the runway. And some of these animals are very stubborn. They're used to people, they're used to cars. It is really a very difficult job because we're living in a wild environment.
Fred may be used to dealing with the animals, but guests are arriving and the runway needs to be cleared quickly. Cape Town, a city that is said to have it all. A busy metropolis that also has beautiful beaches, stunning landscapes, famous landmarks, great food, and of course, being in South Africa, fantastic wine.
We're definitely blessed that we are called the Rainbow Nation. We have 11 official languages, 11 official cultures. It also helps us to be dynamic in innovating different things for our guests.
This is a hotel with two different sides.
In the Marina Rise, you're getting the urban side of our resort, and on the island, you're getting the luxury, quiet, time out as if you were on a beach resort, but you just happen to be in the middle of a city.
With a starting price of just over £3,500 per night, the Table Mountain Suite at the one and only Cape Town is one of the hotel's most prestigious and expensive rooms. Guests choose this suite because of its incredible view of Cape Town's most famous landmark, Table Mountain. It also comes with other perks. Today, the hotel's butler is preparing a champagne breakfast on the balcony. Marinda Doppergieter, the hotel's guest relations manager, makes sure the room is always close to perfection.
I would like to introduce you to our most exclusive suites that we have here in the hotel. So the private lounge leads into the dining area over here, where the butler prepares meals and where we spoil the guests throughout with breakfast, as you can see at the moment, which has a overlooking view of Table Mountain area. This is a very preferred luxurious room, as you can see over here, where we have one beautiful king-size bedroom.
Guests who choose to stay here expect the full-on VIP treatment. The suite has its own kitchen with the option of having a personal chef, a 12-seater dining room, and its own gym. The view from the bathtub isn't bad either.
So just imagine yourself in this bathtub looking at the incredible view. What a romantic view it is. And now I would like to take you outside one more time. That is really the highlight of any guest staying with us in Cape Town.
From the exterior, this hotel looks like any other in the city centre. But what's hiding behind it offers guests tranquility not usually found in this kind of location.
The resort is split into two different stay experiences. So we have the Marina Rise, which has 91 of our bedrooms, all facing towards Table Mountain. And then we have an island, which has 40 rooms and suites with a beautiful rim flow pool in the center, very resort style.
The hotel's outdoor pool, poolside restaurant, and spa are also here.
Hi guys, welcome to the canal at the waterfront. We'll stand up paddleboarding.
These guests are choosing to make the most of this unique feature of the hotel.
Right, so that's your paddle height. So I'm going to put you guys straight on the board, standing up. The boards are nice and stable.
It's a far cry from the busy city. There's even a hop-on, hop-off tour boat that takes you around the marina. Back in Kenya, and 1,000 feet below the Angamamara Hotel, the tour guide Alice is scouting for animals. With the Mara being over 500 square miles, it's no easy feat.
The whole of this area that you can see as far as your eyes can see, that's the Mara. It's incredible that the wildebeest are all over here now, because like a week ago when I went home, they were not here yet. The landscape, the wildlife, I really like it during the migration, although most people don't really like it because it's much crowded in the Mara, but not really crowded because we still have a very big area where you can drive and not see a single truck. So it's incredible, I like it.
Alice is one of only a few female safari guides employed in the Mara, and has been taking guests out on guided tours since the hotel opened.
In the beginning, it was something very unusual, even for the society, and especially coming from the Maasai community, where a woman being a driver, it's something like, ooh, they will regard it as a male-dominated industry, and they take it as a man's job.
Have two ladies, which is in itself a rarity in this part of the Mara. The fact that they are Maasai makes it even more special, and Alice is one of our guides, and she's one of the favorites with all our guests. Ready smile, a lot of local knowledge, upbeat, passionate about what she does, and a big inspiration to all the ladies in the Mara.
Oh my God, lions! Oh my goodness! Oh, look! Oh. I didn't expect to see them here. Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, this is unbelievable. My God, they're so full.
She's ready to wake up every day and be out there with the big boys, with her big jeep, making sure that you get to see what the Mara has to offer.
This is really unusual because at this time of the day and they're sitting down, it's really incredible. We're very lucky.
Back at the hotel, James is on his way to the picnic site. He doesn't have long before the guests arrive. He's hoping that his colleagues have made good progress.
So even from here, you can start seeing some of the boxes and the utility guys, people arranging the boxes. And here we are. All right. Please put. So now we are arranging these things here.
James is one of the many people from the local community employed at the hotel.
I'm born and bred here in the Mara, but it seems like every single morning is like a new thing for me. I never be bored of this. It's really nice because every morning you see something different. Either you see the balloons flowing down or you see the animals that you haven't seen for quite a few days. And it's really, really nice. I like the place. It's fantastic.
With James's picnic guests enjoying the view, it's now up to Alice to ensure she knows exactly where the animals are, so her guests get what they've paid for.
Most of our guests who visit the Mara are coming here because of the animal, the wildlife. We have the big 5 animals, which everybody wants to see, and seeing them here in the wild in the Mara is a treat for everybody.
We'll be having 4 species of animals in the same picture. There's giraffe, zebra, and wildebeest, and elephant is joining also.
At the Mara, as we always say, always deliver. We call it Mara drama. Day in, day out. Whether it is the small animals you're looking for, the large animals, there's always something to see. They're out in full force every day of the year.
Hotels are often famous for their food and drink, and that's the case here in South Africa. But it's something a little bit different on the menu at the one and only Cape Town that has attracted the attention of guests who check in here. Kyle Hickman has been working in the kitchens as a pastry chef for over 5 years.
I firmly believe that sugar creates joy and pastries create joy, and so I like to incorporate it in almost every aspect of the hotel and your stay at the hotel. So I strongly believe that sweets bring out your childhood memories. So especially when you start eating something that you used to eat as a child and you maybe stopped because life got too stressful and people started telling you sugar was bad for you.
Today is an especially busy day for Kyle. He has to leave in an hour for a flight to Rwanda to visit a new property within the hotel group. There's lots to do, and a guest has just booked a champagne picnic tour up Table Mountain. He'll need to delegate if he's going to make his flight.
Jamie, don't you just want to make sure that these are portioned the right size, please?
Thanks to Kyle's passion, this hotel has become famous for its selection of sweet treats.
From our breakfast breads, our croissants, to all our afternoon tea items, the chocolates that we put in the rooms for turn down, for arrival amenities, all our garnishes, everything made in-house, and a lot to do with bakery is preparation and is made the day before. So all our danishes, our muffin mixes, our croissants.
Rubens is one of 4 restaurants at this hotel and has a reputation for its sweet offerings, even at breakfast. It's a demanding time in the kitchen. Robin Whitehead is the food and beverage manager and has provided behind-the-scenes access to the kitchen operations.
We're about to head into our main hot kitchen. This kitchen services 3 of our main outlets here at the hotel, being the Vista Bar, Rubens all-day dining restaurant, as well as our in-room dining functions. It is the main hot kitchen in the hotel. As you can see, we've got a lot of people that are busy at work here. We currently staff about 127 staff at the moment. Going into our festive season, we'll crack the nod of about 170 people in total, just in one department, all working together to make the guest experience nothing short of magical.
Whilst his colleague preps the hamper for the Table Mountain picnic, Kyle has to make 100 croissants from scratch.
You can show me the pastry chef that does this by hand. For these quantities, I'd be impressed. We are allowed to tap into our creativity because we don't have those sort of boundaries and those silos restricting us. It carries through the entire hotel. So, I mean, we talk about the creativity for pastry chefs and chefs in general, but it doesn't just stop it there. There's creativity needed in every aspect of guest interaction and everything we offer for our guests. So whether it's the experience they get in the room, whether it's the cocktail that's offered at the bar, what's served in the minibar or the welcome amenities, it all comes down to creativity and how much you can think out of the box and how much you can think of what a guest actually wants. So, Kuti, do you want to come help me shape here? I think you started off in hot kitchen, right? Yes. And we brought you over to pastry a couple of years ago. It's Kuti's passionate about pastry, and it shows in her work. At the moment, we're not too busy, so we're going through, how many would you say, Kuti? About 140. Yeah, about 140, but in season we go up to 300, 350 a day.
Back at the Angama Mara, and these arrivals have finally made their way to the hotel. It's unusual in that it doesn't actually have a check-in desk, and is split into 2 camps, the north and south. When guests arrive at either camp, they get whisked straight into the camp's bar and restaurant so they can admire the view. It's a clever tool that the hotel uses to instantly wow them. From here, they make their way through the bush to their tent. There are no upgrades here. Every one of the 30 is identical.
Each of the tents has a frontage, glass frontage of about 12 meters. Every tent looking out onto the Mara without anybody looking into the tent. And that gives you total privacy. You can keep your blinds up, enjoy the stars at night, enjoy the view during the day, enjoy your view from your deck. These particular tents, each of them has a king-size bed. They have a freestanding bathtub. They also have a shower. The shower is indoors, but can actually open the front of the tent to have it actually as an outdoor shower, which makes it adventurous.
There are over 100 other lodges in the Mara, so to stand out from the norm, this hotel has taken a unique perspective on its furnishings.
Generally, when you look at all the fixtures and fittings within the lodge, the few points like our handles, for example, they are all woven with string, colored string, and those colors that we choose are normally looked at from the Maasai perspective and also from the African perspective. So that you'll find a lot of blue and red, which are proudly Maasai colors, but also you'll find copper being an African color, something that we use and used a lot in the African continent.
The hotel employs women from the local Maasai tribal village, who make many of the traditional interior design objects. These women, known as the Maasai Mamas, are on their way to work.
The ladies, they're from community, they're from around here, and they don't stay in the lodge, but they began with the lodge when it opened because they were doing the handles for the lodge. And we work with them because we want to be connected with the community. And being connected with the community means that we get some people from around here. They come and they work here, and then they do things for the Ngama, and then they get something for themselves as well, because at the end of the month, they're paid salary as well. So at least we make sure they get something for themselves as they work for the lodge from the community.
Mary, or Mama Mary as she's known, runs the hotel's gift shop where the ladies work. The hotel hopes their influencers helped add authenticity whilst maintaining a 5-star feel.
You'd go and you'd find our uniforms, for example, shockingly red, which is not something that you'd find in any other safari lodge, because we normally use the beige, white, khaki colors, but here we use all the bold colors, and you'd find it all over in your tent. You'd find it, the dividers that we use, the lounges that we use outside on the deck. At the swimming pool, you'll find bold red, and all those colors really strike the eye, but mixed again, outstanding. Mary, taking care of the shop, she brings different perspective to commercial safari shops, in that she has taken and adopted all these Maasai mamas doing the beadwork, putting them as part of her little group, bringing them together from different villages, coming together and forming one strong team.
Elsewhere in the hotel, some guests have chosen not to venture out into the wilderness today, but are enjoying the comforts of the facilities.
It is, just letting your hair down. So everybody, once they're on a holiday, just wants to say, this is it. I just want to let everything down. When I go back to work, I feel like I've actually relaxed.
These guests have asked the hotel to organise them a safari of a different kind. It offers a unique view of the Mara and its wildlife, if they can get it in the air.
The Mara, you're able to do other activities to see wildlife from a different perspective. Going up in a hot air balloon, the perspective from up there is a totally different experience from what you have on the ground.
Oh, there they are. Oh, look at all the yellow. Oh, that's so cute.
For guests staying at the hotel, ground safaris are included in their stay. But this hot air balloon experience is extra, costing around £400 per person.
Seeing the animals from above, just seeing the landscape, as far as the eye can see, open lands, different animals, different vegetations, is a spectacle that everybody, again, should experience at least once in their lifetime.
On the ground, a team of chefs and caterers have gone ahead to site to set up a breakfast spread for when the balloon safari has finished. Cooking up a luxury champagne breakfast is no easy feat when you're in the middle of the wilderness. But they've been imaginative. Pancakes are being made on burners from retired air balloons. Transported from hot air balloon to the picnic site in a jeep, the guests arrive just in time for the champagne to be poured and the breakfast to be served.
The champagne station is now a gift shop.
I love it.
I love it.
It's an experience, dining in the wilderness.
Yeah, 'cause once a year we gotta put up a mother-daughter photo.
South Africa is famous for its wines, so visitors to the restaurant in the one and only Cape Town expect to be able to pick from the best of the local vintage. The staff here hope their wine loft, with over 500 varieties, can cater to every taste and budget.
This is a pinotage.
The hotel's head wine sommelier, Luvo Ndezo, is heading out to one of the region's most famous vineyards.
Also very nice blackberry structure. Really good for food as well.
A group of guests have booked a wine tasting event, and it's nearly a 2-hour drive.
We are in Stellenbosch, which is one of the country's most famous wine estates that is known for a variety of different wines. One of the reasons a guest comes to Cape Town, and particularly at the one and only Cape Town, is the wine tasting experience that we do.
We offer a trip out to the winelands, normally with our head sommelier, Luvo Ndezo. Luvo will take guests behind the scenes, introduce wonderful winemakers, so it's a unique experience with someone who lives wine.
Greetings, guys, and please welcome to Immerse. It's been a very beautiful day, and everybody feel free to grab a seat. And we're going to be starting with a beautiful wine right here, which I'd like all of you to try. This is the Immerse Capsafonkel. It's a 2016 vintage. It's South Africa's very first champagne style. and we'll get to understand what makes this so unique. Well, I'm not going to be observing, I'm going to be having some as well. May I?
Certainly, please do. I can see myself on a hot summer's day with some food in this bottle.
Indeed. Yeah. Do you guys like it? Awesome.
It's not just the tasting event that has brought Louvo here today. This vineyard also produces the hotel's very own Brut. Over 4,000 bottles are produced for them every year.
Right now, we are at a Chardonnay block, a block that gives us that one and only Brut. And it's a block that gives sort of more your green apple. It gives freshness in fruit and structure and complexity. And it's a very nicely laid out block. There's about almost just over 2 meters between each rows. And the fruit here has really been very amazing and consistent each year.
The Brut made here is distributed throughout the hotel and is available in the bars, restaurants and for room service. Thankfully, today's delivery is already on its way. Over 3,000 miles north of Cape Town in Kenya, head butler James's eventful day continues. He's now preparing for tonight's event that sees 14 guests from both the North and South Camp come together. It's James's job to coordinate everything.
We do like a family style table, whereby people from North Camp or the guests from North Camp and guests from South Camp will mix up together and have dinner together and chat and all that.
Laying out a 5-star dinner service in the middle of the bush has its challenges, but James is used to organising his team. It's the finishing touches that he hopes will turn this remote location into something quite special.
We are really set up. We got everything we needed for the preparations, and we're just waiting for the chefs to come, and then they will start doing the barbecue thing.
Each camp only has one restaurant, so the hotel puts on events like this to wow their guests. With their arrival imminent, the chefs are called upon to begin preparations. These chefs are used to cooking in the middle of nature. The guests from both the North and South camps have arrived. But James's day has not yet finished.
Mozzarella and ricotta. Yeah, this is gin and tonic, so please don't drink. Right, please enjoy your drinks and then see it just for food. Thank you. Enjoy. Is everything okay? Yeah. That's good. Please enjoy yourself. And we'll see you later.
Are you in charge of the barbecue?
Sort of.
It's been a busy time for James, but the guests seem happy.
Incredible day. What a day.
What a day. Back at the one and only Cape Town, for guests who don't want to venture outside, the hotel brings a little bit of history and South African culture to them.
Hello. Thank you.
The in-house high-end boutique Neo stocks jewellery made by Charmaine Taylor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What stock you have? Oh,
Charmaine's collection was introduced to us 2 years ago, and just because of the talking point of the history behind it, and just saying the name Nelson Mandela like sparks a memory in everybody's mind.
She's turned pieces of fencing from Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was held captive for 18 years, into jewellery. It's a popular draw for the hotel. Today, she's paying them a visit to check on stock.
So when people from abroad come, it's always like, oh, I can take this piece home with me. So it's more of a personal thing. I can take a bit of Nelson Mandela home with me. Nice selection, actually. These are all the jewelries that are made by Charmaine Taylor, by the brand Legacy Collection. So where this comes from is that it's made of the Robben Island fencing in which Nelson Mandela was incarcerated in. Amazing. So special pieces, 100%. So all these brown pieces over here are part of the Robben Island fencing.
The one and only, they started stocking me in 2013. So they were one of my first retailers, so they're one of my favorites. And they've been great. And they've got such a beautiful store. They're always looking after the jewelry. Everything about it is, it's always polished, always, the shelves are always looking great. What would I say to Nelson Mandela if I had to see him? It's quite an interesting thing. I think what Zelda Lagrange said, that every single person that saw Nelson Mandela got emotional. I'm getting emotional now. Just, thank you. Thank you for the freedom, and I'm getting emotional. Not a lot of show that.
After a frantic morning, things have finally begun to calm down at the hotel. Kyle is on his way to the airport to fly to their sister hotel in Rwanda, which has left chef Kaluta Muna to put the finishing touches together for today's luxury Table Mountain picnic excursion.
Table Mountain is one of the new natural wonders of the world, so it is very much loved by all Cape Townians, and I would recommend to any guests going, make sure you head up the mountain on your first clear day, because the tablecloth does come over.
The weather changes frequently up the mountain, and yesterday they were turned away because of poor visibility. They're hoping they have better luck today.
At the resort, we will prepare a wonderful picnic for you to take up the mountain on the cable car, and you get a beautiful aerial view of the entire city, 360 degrees.
They've made it and are finally making their way up. Over 800,000 people visit this famous landmark every year, but not many get to experience it in this way. Africa is a vast canvas of natural beauty, wildlife and culture. And visitors who holiday here are spoiled for choice. In Kenya, the Agma Mara has used its remote location to its advantage. By offering a rare wilderness experience, the hotel has ensured that guests look way beyond the simple aesthetics of the accommodation and leave feeling like they've had a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
They want you, as a guest, to experience the best that the Mara can give. Being the 8th wonder of the world, of course, this is part of what we're giving you as a guest when you come to the Mara.
And in Cape Town, by offering a unique resort-style experience right in the middle of a vibrant city, the one and only delivers the best of urban living wrapped up in luxury.
Cape Town has for many years been voted one of the top destination cities to visit. It's a small city, which makes getting around really, really easy, but it's very much a lifestyle city. In South Africa, we have 11 national languages officially, so you get to experience a melting pot of cultures. I think our location, our service, amazing space in a phenomenal city.
Across the globe, there are places which aspire to provide the most exclusive of holiday experiences. Luxurious.
What I am doing is the best you can get in the moment.
Adventurous.
Oh my God, lions! Oh my goodness!
And sometimes quirky.
He is one of the most famous guests, and he has a fan club. He has an Instagram of over 10,000 followers.
But what challenges do these hotels face, and how do they strive to be a top destination?
Anybody could have bricks and mortar in the right location, but in order to stay relevant, I do think it's important to innovate.
With exclusive access, we go behind the scenes.
All right, now let me take you to one of our specialty suites.
Following the staff who work around the clock.
Guys, we need to be fast, yeah? The guest is waiting.
To deliver to their guests whatever it takes to impress.
When you go from one room to the other, you go into another piece of art.
Notice the view is like no other in the world.
All our guests love fantasy and happiness.
We take care of every guest and make them feel like kings.
From Asia to Arizona, Kenya to the Caribbean, Dubai to India. Step behind the scenes of some of the world's most incredible hotels. Japan, the land of the rising sun and home to the world's largest capital city, Tokyo. This vibrant metropolis attracts 30 million visitors a year, making competition in the hotel market fierce. But one is rising to the challenge by making the most of its regal position. While two sister hotels offer guests a refuge in an iconic landscape and a taste of the traditional in the heart of the city. But how does a culture renowned for simplicity cater to the discerning 21st century traveller? Right in the heart of Tokyo, overlooking the Imperial Palace gardens and their landscaped lawns, the Palace Hotel has had a prime position since 1947. The current hotel opened in 2012, having been rebuilt from the ground up.
It doesn't happen often where you get to rebuild a hotel from scratch. And I think one of our advantages is that we had a hotel in the same very location. I think the service was one thing that we wanted to keep in the new hotel. And a lot of our guests used to say that it feels like they're coming home when they used to come at the original hotel. So that was something that we wanted to also carry on to the new hotel.
Rebuilding the hotel allowed the owners to make the most of the iconic location in the centre of Tokyo's Imperial Plaza and to maximise the space available. Now, along with 278 rooms and 12 suites with balconies to take in the plaza view, the hotel also has a choice of 10 different restaurants and bars, from Japanese cuisine to Michelin-starred dining and a pastry shop. They have a spa, a fitness centre, where guests can enjoy a morning yoga session and a 20-metre swimming pool. There are staterooms, a ballroom and 2 wedding venues. The hotel even has its own moat. As this is a Japanese-owned hotel, special attention is paid to the important role of Japanese culture. Guests can get tips on Japanese etiquette.
Please use your chopsticks. Please make a triangle. And use your 2 fingers. Now you can pick up any small things like this.
And the concierge team are on hand to arrange for traditional cultural experiences, including teaching the hotel's youngest guests the skill of origami or paper folding.
This is the cherry blossom flower balls and like a flower bouquet. Also the frog. This frog is good for the first-timers.
The hotel has a staff of over 500, responsible for ensuring 5-star service. They tend to their guests' needs 24 hours a day. But this morning, executive chef Keji has started earlier than most. Chef Keiji is in charge of the wadakura, which specialises in Japanese cuisine from teppanyaki to tempura. It's 4 a.m, but while the rest of Japan is sleeping, the Toyosu fish market is already a hive of activity. It's one of the largest markets of its kind in the world, selling over 400 varieties of the freshest seafood. Chef Keiji is here so he can personally source something special for tonight's menu.
今日は和田倉で使うマグロを仕入れにこの豊洲市場へやってきました。うちのレストランで使うお魚のほとんどもこの豊洲市場の方から仕入れているんですけども、今日たくさんあるみたいで大変楽しみです。
Chef Keiji is keen to inspect the catch of the day.
毎度。でっかいねこれ。今日これ大間ですね。大間の生ですね。珍しいねこんなでかいね。
This tuna will become the centerpiece for the chef's own kayasaki, a special dish presented with seasonal delicacies costing over £260. Back at the hotel, General Manager Masura starts his day by meeting with the concierge team. In Japan, the concept of omotenashi is an important one in the hotel industry. It means paying attention to detail and anticipating the needs of guests. It's their job to ensure that everything is in place for new guests arriving each day.
今回アテンションするゲストは何名ぐらいですか？
今回は15名です。
15名。
New guests are arriving 24 hours a day, including VIPs. It's the job of the concierge team to ensure that no details are overlooked.
何かあとはスペシャルなことはありますか？
あとはこの人お酒が飲めないので、
お酒が飲めない。
はい。シャンパンじゃなくてジュースをしてあります。
はい。
Particular attention is paid to their regular guests, who return to the hotel time after time.
こちらもリピーターのお客様で、こちらお誕生日が近いので、ケーキを手配するようにしております。こちらはご到着5時ぐらいのご予定になります。もしご都合が合えばご説明ください。
はい、了解です。
The hotel has 290 rooms and suites, elegantly decorated in neutral tones with contemporary furnishings and breathtaking views.
This is a Palace Suite. This is a top suite in our hotel.
In Tokyo, space is at a premium. This is the country that invented the capsule hotel, after all, making this spacious suite something to be savoured. It's the job of guest experience director Mamiko to ensure that everything is in place. The suite comes complete with its own dedicated dining room and kitchen.
We have a private dining area, so the VIP would like to do some private meeting. They are able to order some food by in dining and keep their private. And we have a good view from the room, so we hope they are enjoying the room.
There's a bathtub almost big enough to swim in, with amazing views, and special facilities for VIPs.
Our top VIP use this room. They usually come to Tokyo using their private jet. They usually bring their assistants or bodyguard. We have a connecting room next door, so they are able to keep the security.
For most visitors to Tokyo, making the time to take in Mount Fuji is a must. To the east of the city, just over 1.5 hours drive away, is the town of Fujikawagachiko. Nestled in a tranquil red pine forest, the Hoshinoya Fuji Resort is one of a pair of retreats, each designed to help their guests take a break from modern times. Overlooking Lake Kawaguchi, a series of simple cabins have been designed to maximize views across to Mount Fuji and allow guests to experience the peace and tranquility of the environment. Described as a glamping experience, a stay here is slightly more refined than a normal night under canvas. Guests stay in one of 40 minimalist cabins with floor-to-ceiling windows, heated floors, and private balconies overlooking the lake and Mount Fuji beyond.
大事にしようとしていることが、ブランドとしては圧倒的な非日常感の演出というものがあって、でそれはもう施設構造であったり、ランドスケープであったり、その施設の中にこう設置してあるアイテム、いろんなものがラグジュアリーだったりとかですね、非日常を感じれるこうストーリーを組んだりすることが圧倒的な非日常感の演出を我々もしていると、そういうことがあったりとか。
Visitors can explore the acres of forest which surround the cabins, kick back in a hammock, or warm themselves by an ever-burning bonfire on the communal cloud terrace. There are 2 restaurants on site, offering food with an emphasis on campfire experiences, from grilling to al fresco dining cooked in Dutch ovens. Guests staying in the cabins are looked after by the glamping masters, like Jinju.
I do the breakfast service, and after that, I do the housekeeping and check-in also. At first, there are a lot of things to memorize, but when you get used to it, then it's really fun.
They can even bring guests a specially prepared breakfast box served on their viewing deck as the sun rises.
So did you sleep well last night? Yes, you did. Okay, hope you enjoy your breakfast. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Jinju's next task is to take a supply of fresh linens to the cabins, come rain or shine.
This is my second job of the day. I'm going to go the housekeeping. In the back, we have some new bed sheets and towels, slippers, pajamas. Here I have toilet paper and fragrance spray. Yes, well, it's like a brand book. Yeah. And I have to carry this by myself because the hotel is in the forest and we don't have any corridors to pull the cart. It's no matter sunny, no matter rainy, it's raining now. The good thing is that you work outside, so you hear those birds singing, the nice breeze. If the weather is good, I feel like I'm on a picnic. Yeah, even though I'm doing the housekeeping, it's really fun sometimes.
The cabins are designed to be plain but comfortable, ensuring that nothing in them detracts from the view.
We keep the inside of the cabin very simple, white, very simple, not very big. That's one of our, I would say, strategy to make it very simple so that you can feel that you are in the nature and just focus on the scenery in front of you. You have very cozy and nice cabin. Usually if you think camping, then you imagine a tent and it's a little bit uncomfortable, but here is everything is settled and you need nothing but just come and relax.
Shoji, the general manager, has worked at the resort since it opened. For him, this approach is central to their philosophy.
まず星のやブランドなんですけれども、星のやブランドはそうですね、まずはその都市に住む慌ただしい住む現代ですね、現代を休める、そういうような施設であるということがまずは星のやブランドとしては現代を休むということを今はコンセプトとして今やっていると。で、あとは地域の文化に根付くというか。そういうものをテーマに設定をしていまして。
Back in the heart of the metropolis, this approach is shared by the resort's big city sister, the Hoshinoya Tokyo. They've taken the centuries-old concept of a ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn, and applied modern sensibilities to create a relaxed retreat in Otamachi, the centre of Tokyo's financial district.
Welcome to Hoshinoya Tokyo.
Hello.
So please take off your shoes here. We keep your shoes, yes. Let me have your bag. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This traditional approach starts the moment the guests walk through the door.
So please watch out your step. So please follow me.
我々はホテルではなくて旅館であるということですね。ですので、昔からの日本文化である、我々建築だったりとか、生活過ごし方、それから日本人のおもてなしといったものを表現しています。
The ryokan tradition dates back to the 8th century and is thought to be one of the oldest examples of hospitality in the world. They typically have communal areas where guests can talk or bathe and feature classical furnishing and flooring designs. In this modern, luxurious take on the ryokan, each floor has just 6 guest rooms and a central communal lounge for their exclusive use. The bedrooms are designed in the traditional style, with futon beds, tatami mats, minimal furnishing, and a low central table.
扉が開いて入った時にいつもわーっていうわーって感じと、それとちょっとホッとするっていうか、その東京の大手町の喧騒の中から突然落ち着いた静かな場所が始まるということで、そういったところで落ち着くっていうのも感じます。
Each guest at a ryokan is supplied with a yukata, a kind of light cotton kimono to relax in during their stay.
I'm preparing this room for the guest who is arriving soon, and I will finish up this kimono setting. So the guests will wear this kimono to go to the dinner and also the outside of our ryokan as well.
For those unfamiliar with the ways of wearing the kimono, a member of staff is on hand to help. Yukata literally means bathing clothes and comes with an obi belt.
Excuse me. So right now I will make the very cute butterfly style.
They're intended to be worn throughout the stay, inside or outside the ryokan, from a formal dinner to a day trip around town.
If you go, for example, outside and Japanese hot springs, so it is very cute.
This ryokan also honours Tokyo's traditions by offering guests a chance to start the morning by learning the ancient skills of the samurai.
I'm Naomi, and so I'm a kind of instructor of this activity as a morning exercise. This activity, in the first half, we will stretch our body and deep breath to wake up. But in the second half, I will use this imitated sword to imitate the samurai activity, swordsmanship.
The ryokan sits in the centre of the financial district, but centuries before, it was renowned for a very different kind of cut and thrust.
In Edo era, about 300 years ago, in this area there were many houses for samurai. So in the morning, it might be some practice for sword fight. So we decided to make this activity. This is a good activity for guests and for me to wake up.
Meanwhile, on the other side of Tokyo at the Imperial Plaza, the 500-strong staff of the Palace Hotel are hard at work. The hotel's general manager, Masura, is completing his morning rounds.
こんにちは、すいません、失礼します。
I would say definitely the Moss Side Terrace. It is my favorite area, so especially in the early morning or in the evening. It's so beautiful area.
Named after the moat, the Wadakura restaurant specialises in Japanese fine dining. Overseeing the menu is executive chef Keiji, who's planning a special dish using fresh and seasonal produce. First, he needs to ensure he has the right tools for the job.
日本料理でお魚を
処理するにあたって包丁というのはとても大事です。で、特に日本の和包丁ですね、片刃の、ルーツは日本刀なんですけども、魚を切るにあたって片刃の包丁というのはとても、大事な役割を果たしますので、今日はマグロを切るための包丁を包丁屋さんに頼んでおいたので、今から取りに行ってまいります。おはようございます。
おはようございます。
毎度どうも。
おはようございます。お待たせしてました。
先日頼んでた。
はい、こちらになります。こちらが水本焼きですね。E06です。どうですか。
素晴らしいです。
ありがとうございます。水本焼きなので、一番最高峰のものですね。
Sushi knives are made of high carbon steel with a flat edge, which makes them much sharper than most and helps to prevent the raw ingredients from sticking to the blade.
手元にバランスが来るように作ってますので、
素晴らしいと思います。
ありがとうございます。はい、かしこまりました。
But dining at the hotel isn't just about sushi and sashimi. It has 10 different restaurants and bars in total, serving food and drink to suit all tastes, including international cuisine, a Michelin-starred Chinese restaurant, and al fresco dining on the hotel's terrace. With a 200-strong staff catering for guests both day and night, responsibility for overseeing the kitchens falls to the hotel's head chef, Masatoshi.
お料理が美味しいっていうのが第一条件って考えてますので、ここのホテルもまず、常にどこのダイニングであっても素晴らしいお料理をずっと提供していくことが一番大事なことだと思ってます。
Any new additions to the menu must be tested.
おはようございます。
One of the perks of the job for the general manager.
僕だけではなくて総支配人とそれと料員の支配人たちと話をしながら、そこのキッチンで出すお料理が一番そのお客様に一番喜んでもらえるような形で、どんな形、どんな提供の仕方、それとどんなテイストが一番いいかっていうのは日々そこのシェフと相談をしながらお料理は構築しています。
どうですかシェフ、今日はランチの入りは。
とっても上品です。来月のリゾットを試作したので、はい。
Today, the team have been working on a seasonal wild mushroom risotto to be served in the hotel's grand kitchen. But will it get the seal of approval?
本当に美味しい。美味しい。本当に美味しい。
次、お魚。
As well as catering for the hotel's guests, the team here also host up to 900 wedding parties a year, and that's an average of 3 a day. The hotel has 8 function rooms and 2 wedding venues where the ceremonies take place. A chapel with a vaulted ceiling and views across the Imperial Palace gardens, and a Japanese shrine for traditional Shinto weddings.
There are many families and cultures, but it is really interesting to me to planning the weddings.
The hotel also has an in-house florist, beauty salons, a dedicated photo studio, a wedding dress service, and a wedding planner.
The dress is really important for the bride, and when the bride wears the dress, they are fabulous and very gorgeous and wonderful. So I'm really happy to see that moment. 失礼します。いかがですか？
すごい素敵で、
すごい素敵ですね。とってもお似合いだと思います。ヘアメイクもすごく素敵でいいですね。会場は青い西の会場なんですけど、すごくこちらのには似合ってすごい素敵かなと思いますので、当日がすごく楽しみですね。でもすごいいいですね。The place and the location is very good and the view is very beautiful. I think that's why the customers love our wedding.
70 miles away to the west of Tokyo City, new guests are arriving at the Hoshinoya Fuji. Jinju, one of the hotel's glamping masters, is on hand to greet them and show them the ropes.
Since our concept is glamorous camping, the thing that our guests are excited about is, of course, camping.
This resort is all about getting back to nature in a stress-free way, so they provide guests with a rucksack full of camping items they might require.
In the backpack, we have these glamping items, and you can enjoy these items while you're staying in the hotel. I'll show you what we have. So this is a blanket. You can use this when you feel a bit chilly. And this is called mat and pillows. And this is binoculars to see the far, of course, to see the Mount Fuji from your cabin. And this is headlight. At night it's really dark, so you can use this headlight.
The resort is built on a mountain slope overlooking Lake Kawaguchi, surrounded by a red pine forest. For guests, there are a range of activities available to help them make the most of their surroundings.
We have two different kinds of activities, the one in the resort and the out of resort. If it's in the resort, you can do something like smoking activity. You smoke the food and make your own pizza. We have the pizza stove outside.
Staff can also arrange trips out, so guests can hunt or forage for their own food in the woods. And with the lake below and miles of forest paths to explore, guests can reconnect with the wild.
And if it's outside, you can do the horseback hiking or the canoeing. Canoe is really fun. Or do the trekking. Yes, it's like 5 hours trekking. It's a real one, so you need real equipment to do the trekking.
Their ethos of helping guests take a break from modern times is echoed in their sister property, the Hoshinoya Tokyo. The ryokan is situated in the middle of the city's financial district, but guests are invited to leave the bustling metropolis at the door. An onsen is a traditional Japanese bathing hall fed by hot springs. The top floor of the ryokan has its very own onsen, consisting of 2 separate bathing halls with indoor and outdoor baths connected by a tunnel. The outdoor bath sits beneath an open roof, framing the sky above.
We have an outdoor bath, and actually it is very rare to have an outdoor bath in Tokyo. Tokyo is a city with many buildings, so it is very rare to find a space that is open where you can just relax and listen to the city sounds.
As a volcanic island, Japan has thousands of these springs, even here in the heart of the city.
The water, it comes from 1,500 meters below the ground, actually, and it is very rich in salt and nitrium as well, so it is very good for the skin, and it's good to relax the muscles as well.
The baths are open day and night, and the ryokan also has a spa where guests can come for treatments or relaxation, starting with a soak in the hot, saline waters.
The hot spring baths are open from 3 p.m. all throughout the night until 11:30 a.m. the next morning. So even in the middle of the night, if guests want to enjoy the hot spring baths, they can come and do so.
And guests at the ryokan can take part in many other activities, from traditional tea ceremonies.
Bring the bowl by your right hand and put on your left palm. And rotate twice in 3 sips, please. And for the last sip, please make a noise. The noise means my guests enjoyed my tea.
To kodo, an appreciation of the ancient art of incense.
There is an incense ceremony in Japan, same as the tea ceremony. My favorite fragrance wood is ginkgo. 3 times we will smell it. When I smell the ginkgo, I remember the memory when I was a child. The ginkgo put it in the closet.
The scent of wood smoke also fills the air back in the forest at the Fuji Glamping Resort. The Cloud Terrace is a good spot for stargazing as darkness descends, and guests can warm themselves around the communal bonfire whilst being serenaded by the sound of traditional music. They can also take part in a range of activities, from cooking their own wood-fired pizza to learning how to make a campfire snack with a distinctly different flavour. Glamping master Takuya is preparing a lesson in the traditional technique of smoking, bringing flavour to food using burning wood chips.
The smoking activities is it's kind of like Japanese culture, so there are a lot of people do the smoking activity at the camping.
Guests can try their hand at smoking a variety of locally sourced ingredients, from fish to venison sausage, cheese and seasonal vegetables, helping to whet the appetite for what's to come.
This ingredient is really good combination with Japanese whiskey, so it's really good pairing for the eating and drinking.
Guests can choose from a variety of flavoured wood chips, which are placed with the ingredients and set alight. After just 3 minutes, the food is infused with a rich, smoky taste.
So this is the most excitement moment, and people enjoy eating the smoked food. So this is a rainbow trout.
To while away the rest of the evening, guests can watch a film under the stars while they sample a variety of Japanese whiskies. Though they're relatively new to the whiskey game, many consider Japanese brands to be amongst the best in the world.
Japanese whiskey started about 100 years ago, and it's famous, very famous in the world. 5 famous whiskey: Scotch whiskey, and Irish whiskey, Canadian whiskey, American whiskey, and Japanese whiskey. Very new Japanese whiskey is amazing. I love whiskey.
Meanwhile, back in Tokyo, guests at the ryokan are also stimulating their senses. The staff here are on hand to guide diners through a variety of flavours.
So the next dish, this is called the 5 Flavors of Delight. Starting from the left-hand side is the acidity. Next is the saltiness. The middle is the bitterness. Next, the pungency, the spiciness. And then lastly, the sweetness. These flavors gradually get stronger as it goes towards the right, so I recommend eating it in that order.
After dinner, guests are treated to a uniquely Japanese entertainment, a traditional gajaku performed by musician Fumihiko, an expert on Japanese theatre and art.
まず、準備としましてはこの装束に着替えをするわけですね。普段はその洋服を着るわけですが、この装束を着ることによってやはりちょっと一段と身が引き締まって、精神を集中させることができます。それでやはりこの楽器、雅楽の楽器っていうのは非常に複雑にできていたり、繊細なものが多いですので、よりその調整が、難しいのも確かです。
Gajaku is both formal and elegant. This style of Japanese classical music has been performed at the imperial court since the 7th century.
そうですね、全く緊張しない ということはないですね。やはりその緊張、ただその緊張っていうのがその先ほど今非常にナーバスになる緊張と、そうではなく気持ちが引き締まって、やはり気持ちが入る、気合が入るっていういい緊張と両方ありますので、やはりその後者の緊張があるといいと思います。思います。その上でちょっとナーバスに緊張してしまうこともあるんですが、そのやっぱ初めて雅楽を聴いていただいて、それがすごくいいものだっていうふうに感じてもらえればいいなと思いますので、それがやはりそのやる気にもつながっております。
No foray into traditional Japanese culture would be complete without sampling a little sake, made from fermented short grain rice.
We prepared 3 kinds of Japanese sake. This is wakanami. So it is a very smooth taste. This is made in the Fukuoka. Very fresh fruit flavors. It's ultra bitter.
Sometimes referred to as water which has passed through rice, sake is often brewed in areas with abundant supplies of mineral water.
The next one, the Yukinobi gin. This is very fresh. This sake is a little bit sparkling. If you drink it, maybe you can feel a little sparkling taste.
Sake can be served at a variety of temperatures in small cups called a choko, or a vessel similar to a wine glass.
This is seasonal sake. This season is winter, so please enjoy the seasonal sakes.
Elsewhere in Tokyo, at the Palace Hotel, the highlight of the day for some is afternoon tea, served in the Palace Lounge. Behind the scenes, the pastry chefs are adding the finishing touches, adding a flavour of Japan to this quintessentially British tradition. The afternoon tea costs £50 with a glass of champagne, and guests can choose from a menu of 48 different teas. The Japanese-influenced cakes and treats include miso-flavoured scones with red bean cream and steamed matcha bread finger sandwiches. While guests enjoy these delicacies upstairs, Executive Chef Keiji is hard at work behind the scenes of the Wadakura, the hotel's restaurant dedicated to Japanese fine dining.
で今日は、豊洲で見てきた、本マグロ、それに豊洲で仕入れてきたお魚をですね、和田倉で日々提供している、お刺身として、お作りしたいと思います。
With fresh seasonal ingredients at hand, Chef Keiji is ready to prepare one of the restaurant's signature dishes. Sashimi is a classic Japanese delicacy, in this case prepared with thinly sliced raw tuna, along with red snapper and bigfin reef squid, cut with precision using the chef's special sushi knife.
でこれから盛り付けていきます。
The presentation and the finish of the dish are both important elements. Chef Keiji adds the finishing touches, including freshly grated wasabi paste, a hot and pungent Japanese root.
これわさびですね。うちは天城の最高級のわさびを使っております。わさびをおろす時にはね、力を入れずに柔らかくこうおろします。
This delicate dish is just one element in a special kaiseki feast made up of multiple courses.
で普段ですね、こういう感じで和田倉の大事なお客様にも日々美味しい食材を使ってですね提供しております。
And while Chef Keiji continues to prepare the rest of his signature feast, elsewhere in the hotel, an altogether different delicacy is being prepared. The Royal Bar in the hotel has been there since the 1960s and specialises in one cocktail in particular.
初代チーフバーテンダーがですね、ミスターマティーニと呼ばれるですね、マティーニの神様と言われたんですね。その彼は私は本当に尊敬してるんですけども、それを少しツイストしたカクテル、ちょっと日本風にアレンジしたカクテルを今作ってます。
The bar counter itself is a restoration of the original, where bartender Mr. Martini held court for years.
で今ベスト入れたジンがですね、サントリーのロックジンという、ジャパニーズクラフトジンですね。こう桜の香りとか、あとはグリーンティーですね、緑茶、あとは柚子とかいう柑橘の香りが入ってますんで、日本の香りがぎっしり詰まった魅力的なジンになります。でそこにですね、少し日本の香りも入れたいと思います。ここにこの日本の酒ですね、お酒を入れます。このお酒もですね、パレスホテルがオリジナルで作ってる1-1-1という丸の内のここの住所が記されたものになっています。で最後にですね、少しこう香りを華やかにしたいので、少しだけドライベルモットという白ワインに薬草を練り込んだものを加えていきます。でこれをステアしていきます。ステアしますと、こうすごいいい香りがですね、すごいふわりとこう上がってきます。最後にちょっとここに日本の季節をあしらったもみじですねを飾って完成になります。これは酒マティーニですね。どうぞ。
The day is drawing to a close at the hotel, but the work continues. As staff prepare the club lounge for the following day, music director Gregory Mackenzie is entertaining the guests at the grand piano in the Palace Lounge. Tonight's performance is all about jazz, but he tries to tailor his repertoire to suit his audience.
Early in the week, there's more business folk that are here. As the weekends, it's more casual or Sunday morning venue, more classical oriented, because the earlier is, the less busy. Particularly trying to connect when there could be eating, at the end of the day having a business meeting, or just want to chill, waiting for another guest. I always walk around to find what different nationalities are in the room, and that gives a sense of what I'm going to prepare.
Whether for business or pleasure, accompanied by classical music or jazz, what better way to end the day than sitting here, sipping a martini, whilst looking out across the Tokyo skyline. Japan is an incredible country with rich traditions, something the staff at the Palace Hotel strive to reflect.
It has always been my passion, the desire to make a one-of-a-kind hotel in one-of-a-kind, this wonderful location.
For the team at Hoshinoya Fuji, ensuring that nothing detracts from their iconic backdrop is the order of the day.
本当にこう自然の中にこう身を委ねて、本当に風の音とか森の香りとか、そういったものをこう普段ではこう味わってはいないもの、五感を研ぎ澄ましながらこう過ごすことを何より私は求めるかもしれないですね。
While for their big city sister, traditional hospitality remains at the heart.
星のや東京に滞在していただいたお客様にですね、最後に言ってほしい一言は、ぜひとも自分の国にも旅館が欲しいということです。